Have you gone out to your lawnmower and this happens?
Nothing.
Or your ATV, snowblower, or snowmobile, or your tractor and this happens? If you have a piece of equipment with a battery and a starter, it's a common problem and could be a sign that you have a bad solenoid. I'm going to show you simple ways to test and replace a starter solenoid. Let's get started. I think the solenoid might be bad, and I'm going to show you 3 ways that I use to check that. Here we've got the positive wire coming off the battery. Even though this cable's black, doesn't matter what color the cable is, but that goes to the positive side of the battery, comes off and goes to one post or pole on the solenoid. In between that little blue tab down there, the spade connector, goes to the ignition switch. When you turn the key to the on position and then the spring loaded on, you turn it all the way over, you should get 12 volts going to that spade connector on the solenoid. What that does is it pushes a plate up to connect these 2 poles, which sends power down this line that comes down here and goes to the starter. That engages the starter, start the engine. When you let the spring-loaded key off, it releases that so you don't burn up your starter. So I'll show you the 3 tests. The first one I'll do is with a trouble light. You can pick these up for just a few dollars. The alligator connector goes to the negative side, and the probe you touch to the positive side of whatever you need to check. If the light goes on, that means you've got 12 volts or you've got voltage going to that. So I'm going to hook this up to the negative post on the battery. We're hooked up, and now I'll touch it to the positive side and you see the light up. So anywhere I've got power, like this cable goes right over here to the solenoid. If I touch this, you can see it lights up. I got power. Now the key isn't engaged, so I don't have power on this side. I'm touching that. But when you turn the key, that wire down there should be hot, which it isn't now because the key's not turned. And that engages this side to engage the starter. If your solenoid's bad, you won't get a connection across here. So let's give it a try. The first thing I'm going to do is check that wire from the switch, from the key, and I'll touch the probe to that. We've got nothing. And I'm going to turn the key. That's to the on position. Now I'm going to turn it to the start position. And you see it light up. Okay, you notice that lit up, so that means I've got power going from this side of the solenoid, and I've got power on the ignition from the key, but it didn't turn over. So I don't have power to this side. And we'll touch the probe to that. I'll turn the key, and we've got nothing over here. We've got power on this side. We got nothing over here. So we've narrowed it down to this area right here, and we're not getting power over here. That means the solenoid's bad. Now I'll show you how to test that with an ohm meter, multimeter. Setting it on DC volts to 20, turn it on. I've got the negative lead connected to the negative side of the battery, or you can touch the frame or the engine where you've got a good connection. And I'll touch the positive side to the positive post. We've got 12.58, 12.57 volts. Now if I check it here, we've also got 12.58 volts. That's the wire coming from the positive side of the battery to the post on the solenoid. Now I'll test this, and I'll turn the key and touch the wire on the solenoid from the key switch and show you that. Alright, now I'm gonna, again, you can see we've got 12.6 on the cable to the solenoid. Now I'm going to touch that starter wire. I'll turn the key now. Got 12.5, 12.49. Turn the key off. Nothing. Now, I should be able to turn the key with that hooked up and get 12.5 volts over on this side. I'm turning the key now. I get nothing on this side. That again tells me that this solenoid is bad. Nothing. And if it was good, the engine would be turning over because I've got this hooked up to the starter, unless my starter was bad. But this takes us back just to the solenoid. That's the second test. Now the third test isn't quite as specific, but I'm going to show you, I'm going to bypass, if we've got a problem in the solenoid, I'm going to bypass it with this screwdriver. So I'll turn the key to the on position. Actually, you don't even need to turn the key to the on position. You can just touch those two. It'll turn the motor over, but without the key on the on position, it won't start. So it turns the motor over. If I turn the key on, it would start the engine. A big word of caution, if you're going to jump the solenoid with something, of course you don't want to hold just onto metal. You want to hold onto the plastic or an insulated end. But you're going to always get spark when you do that. I don't have the battery in right now, but you're always going to get spark when you do that. And you need to be aware of where the gas tank is or anything flammable around, because if you've got gas or something in the area and that spark happens, you can ignite the gas, which would not be good. So a big word of caution on that. Not recommending you do that. So those three tests all tell me that my solenoid is bad and I need to change that. One other thing I want to mention before I go out and buy a new solenoid is these 3-wire solenoids are grounded through the body of the solenoid, in this case to a metal plate. And I'm going to make sure that's clean and I've got a good ground connection. I'm going to hook the alligator clip up to the positive side of the battery this time. I've got the battery disconnected. And touch here, and you can see it lights up, but some places don't. So I'm going to take a little sandpaper, sand that down, and sand this side of the solenoid down. Make sure I've got a good connection there so that grounds well. If it doesn't ground, it's not going to work. If you've got a 4-pole solenoid, then one of the smaller connectors is your ground. You don't have to be as concerned about this. We'll give it a try just for the heck of it. But even if I end up getting a new one, it's always good to have that clean so you got a good connection, because like I said, that is the ground. Nothing. So I feel as confident enough to go ahead and order a solenoid, put it in and see if that'll take care of it. This part's about $10 online, $15 if you go to your local hardware or auto parts store. I sent off for a new solenoid, and here it is. We're going to take the old one out, put the new one in. I think it'll fit all right. Looks like that'll work. I can hook everything up and we'll see if that'll fix it. First thing you want to do before changing this out is disconnect your battery. I'll mount the new one. Now I like to clean up the connections since they've been sitting there for a while. Just take a piece of sandpaper or whatever you have so we get a good connection. Now, it doesn't matter if you connect the starter to this one or the starter to this one and the power goes to the other one. That doesn't matter. Connect the battery. Just as a side note, if you have any problems with starting, running power takeoff on a lawnmower or whatever, you always want to make sure that your battery connections are clean and tight. Very, very common problem. Now we'll turn our key and see if we have ignition. Hey, how about that? And now you know how to test and replace a solenoid. If this video was a help to you, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And I look forward to helping you with other projects online.